Hi there, it's me, Gigi. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to make sure that you're aware this is an adult-only video. This is not meant for little children, no one under the age of 18, only because I have glue, I have sharp objects, I have objects that are hazardous, that are choking hazardous for little kids. Please, please, please know that from the beginning. Now, I'm here because I was asked by many how I made my butterfly angel or angel butterflies, and decided to turn on the camera, and of course the dog starts to bark. I decided to turn on the camera and show you how I made this. So I'm going to clear this real quick and let's get started. So as I mentioned, I cut my own wings and I make feather wings. By that I mean paper feather wings. So I just have a piece of sheet like this, very lightweight. You don't want anything heavy. You can try it. I tried it and it was since it's cardstock, it was just a little bit too hard for me. So all I do is I get my paper, fold it, I get my pattern, and this pattern, I believe I said, yes, it measures about 4.5 inches. If you fold it, it will measure 2 1/4. This is the size that I use for my beads. If your beads are a little wider and you want your wings a little bit longer, then just make your pattern a little bit longer. So all I do is I just fold my paper, put my fancy Manchi pattern on here. Okay, grab my scissors, and I'm just going to cut along. So if you see, I just cut, and I'm cutting 2 pieces. I just cut, and it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can tell, my cutting is not perfect, but that's okay. So here we go. I tried to record this once a few days ago. It didn't happen, but here I am. I'm giving it a try. So there we go. That's it. That's the paper. It's got a little thing here. I can just cut it off. There we go. Okay. So I have my paper here. Then I have my wire. My wire, let's move this out of the way. So my wire is 20 gauge. You can use 20 gauge or you can use 22 gauge. And it could be just about any color that you like because no one's going to see it. So I have this one, 20 gauge. This is a light pink. I have this silver one too. Okay, this one's too short. So let's cut a piece. Oh, this is the silver one. So let's cut a piece. So you straighten it out. And just a little bit longer. So I'll just bend it there. And you could use sharp scissors to cut this, but I have a wire cutter, so I'm just going to snap it right there. Okay, let's move this out of the way. So, move this over here. All I do is I try to straighten out my wire as much as I can. It does not have to be perfect, but it's just my idea. Okay, so there we go. I get some white glue, and I also use fabric glue, and I'll show you how I do that. And we're just going to dab it along. There we go. Pick up the wire. I'm going to set it down. There we go. Doesn't have to be in the middle. If it's in the middle, perfect. If not, it's quite all right. Then I get my other piece, and I am going to put I'm just going to put a little bit of dab right here. Okay? There we go. I love fabric glue or fabric tack glue, but it's just sometimes a bit crazy. So this is going to go on top. I'm just going to add a little bit of the tacky glue. And experiment. If there's a certain glue you like better, use it. Give it a try. So now I'm just going to place it down. Here we go. And match it up as close as I can. And I can feel my wire here. I'm going to move the wire just slightly right there, so it could be right at the edge. Okay? And I'm going to move the wire a little bit down. And I just put it together. That's it. A lot of times what I use is clothespins and put them on my little feathers. And then this way, I let it dry. So I let this dry overnight. You want it to dry completely. So when you cut, of course, it's all dried. So let me show you what I did. So here's my feather, okay? On this one, I started to put, I didn't like the white edge, and I put a little bit of this, the metallic glitter. No, I'm sorry, metallic gilding polish. That's what I put on the edge. I actually took a Q-tip, just went around it, and put it just on the edge because I didn't like the white part of it. So now all I did was I start cutting, and you just cut down. You cut, and you cut, okay? So when you cut half of it, you'll go to the other side and you start to cut. You cut, you cut, and you keep cutting. And you're going to go all the way down, because you don't want to cut all the way down this way. You want your feather to, when it feathers out, it feathers out this way, and the other feathers feather out this way. And you just keep going. So I did that, and then I go back this way, and this little piece will eventually just come off, okay? So then you go to the other side. So I did that side. Let's start on this side. So just go down, 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 down. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I hope I'm in camera. And just go all the way down. I hit it, I hit my scissors by the wire. And that's how I know that I'm doing my cut. And here we go. I think. There it is. So here is the angel feather wing, okay? See that? Okay. Okay, and I just play with it. This point, you will cut it off. You could use a wire cutter and just snip it. I put it over there because I don't want it to pop where I'm at. There we go. Take it out, throw it away. Okay, so there we go. So we got the wings, and you could use anything. On this particular one that I'm going to be using, I actually did a little bit of distressing to cover the white part that I didn't want to see. You can put it all over if you'd like to, or just on the edges. I pretty much did it only on the edges. And I use the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide ink pad. Okay, So I'm sorry if I sound a little nervous. Just, I'm not used to making these yet. Okay, laugh with me. Laugh at me, however you like. So this is the one I'm going to use. This is my boho bead, okay? I believe I want to face this up here, and I'm going to glue this right about here. See? Okay? But for this, I do like fabric tack, and I do like, you could use E6000 if you like. I'm going to use the fabric tack. Let me get this open. I'm going to use a little bit of the fabric tack right about there. Okay, and set this up. Put the lid on it. And then I'm going to use a drop of this. There we go. I think I put a little bit too much, so we will see. And if I did, I'm just going to clean it up a little bit because you don't want too much of a mess. I'm going to set this down and let it dry. Okay, so there it is. Here's the front, and there it goes. Yes, it's hot, so remember, your glue is hot. And here we go. I'm going to move it just a little bit. Voila, it's on there. So I am going to let this dry a bit. I'm going to set it down. There's my glue on my fingers. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's it. That's all. There it is. It has a little bit of glue here, but it's going to get covered once you put your tassel. What do you think? So that's how I made the feather. Like I said, all I did was, once it's dry, you see how I have some of the white right here? I can just go over it with the distress ink or any kind of ink, or you can cut it. You can very well just cut on it. You can cut it off. But I am going to use the distress ink really quick just to show you while we're letting the bead dry. Just go around. Remember, these are not perfect. They're not meant to be perfect, at least not in my eyes. But if you want them to be especially perfect, then trim it. Trim it, trim it. And by that I mean just get your little scissors and trim the white like this. That's all you need to do. It's just this little piece that comes off right there. Okay? And then remember, all you have to do, I like to leave the wire, like I said, just go down, 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 down. Okay? You can get as close as you want. You can use a magnifying glass if you like to see how thin or thick you want them. But I think the beauty is just any which way. So back to this guy. Close this before it dries out. So now I have him ready. Her, him, she, him. So I have my angel ready. And the next step is I have a ring. These you can find in Michael's, Hobby Lobby, anywhere. I bought the pack that has the mix of it. And I just got one big ring. As you can see, it comes in gold and silver. So I get my ring. I make sure it's closed. And by that, I might need this real quick. See, it's like overlapping a little bit. I don't know if you could see that. And what you want to do is, I'm not opening it, I just want to make sure it snaps together. I don't think this is going to help me. Yes, I'll probably get a lot of comments that says, oh, you didn't do it right. That's quite all right. I'm not a jewelry maker. I'm not any of that. There, it snapped. That's all I wanted. So now, get whatever fabric you want. This thing is actually this little piece of material. It looks like chiffon. And it said something like $12.98, but it wasn't. It was just a piece of material that I bought. And all I did was cut a good, what is that? 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. And then I just start shredding it. Oops, that didn't go very well, did it? Let's try this side. Maybe it's a little bit more than 1/2 inch. But when you start, that didn't go very well either. Fail. Let's do a little bit wider. Let's do almost 1 inch. So then you start, there you go. It goes all the way down. All the way down. And this material curls up. I thought that was super cute. So I'm gonna get this. And I will eventually cut the length later on to whatever length I want. This here, 15, it's about 20 inches altogether. If I go from here to here, oh, 24. Okay, so let's just guess it. I already have this blue one. It has a little bit of blue on there. It does not have to be perfect. I'm just going to add that. I actually like purple. And even though this has no purple, I do like it. I'm going to give it a try. If you don't like it afterwards, cut it. Cut it off. Okay, let's do I have orange? I have the gold. Let me see. This will work. You put a little piece of that. So right there is 4 pieces. To be honest, I don't know how many pieces I used. Let's see. I'm just gonna guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 9 or 10. So we'll go with that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have some other trims here. This has a little bit of orange. It's a little bit darker. I can probably leave that there. So I'm gonna cut here. Okay. I think I'll go like this. Okay. Then I have a little bit of this gold trim here. I'm gonna use this. I like it. Right about there. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Let's use. I got some trims on a trade, and I haven't used them, and I decided I'm gonna use them. Oh look, this has orange in it. Let me see if I have an orange somewhere. I don't like wasting it, so let's give this a try. Oh, the green might be pretty. Okay, let's put a little bit of green. It starts right about here. Pink? Why not? Maybe just a little bit. Okay. So there's that. And then I think I'm going to use another piece of ribbon, but I'm going to use this one. Just your regular simple ribbon. that you get at any craft store, Joann's. 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Go here. And just throw it under. Here we go. I can almost make 2 of these. Let's see, let me kind of even it out. Not supposed to be even, but I'm just going to try that. Put it here. Okay, I think I like this. I think I'm going to leave it this way. Now, I twist this a bit because this is what I'm going to do. This ring will go in here. This ring right here. You can open it, and when you do, remember, when you open your ring, you have to make sure, I'm looking for my other, okay. When you open the ring, you have to make sure you open this way. Okay, so now it's open. Don't know if it's wide enough, but we'll try it. And if it isn't, then here we go. Voila, it fit. See? So I put this through. And the same thing is going to happen. We are going to, you pull this way, so now you have to close it the opposite way, and you have to do them together. So here's that. And here is this. And we just close it. There it goes. And it's right on there. If you'd like to, you can always put a little drop of glue. I'm good the way it is. So now I got this. Okay. I got this, and what I'm going to do, now I'm going to get another piece of ribbon, and I'm going to tie it right here. I'm going to use a little bit of pink. I don't know why I want pink on here when this doesn't have pink, but let's give it a try. Is this an 1/8 inch? This is anchos 9.4. Tells me in meters. 9.1 metros. But this one looks thinner. I am going to tie it with, I think what I'm going to do is use this here. Why not? Right? Okay. So I'm just going to wrap, 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 and wrap. I think I went around it 2-3 times. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to leave it like this. So what I'm going to do is put a little drop. I'm going to use the glue gun. Just a little bit right there. Okay. I'm going to get this piece and cut this piece off right there. Romeo! That was odd. Did you hear that little noise? Okay. Let me tie it. Yes, my glue is drying, but it's okay. I think I picked the wrong thing to try to tie it with. Okay, here we go. Sometimes I wish I had an extra set of hands. There we go. Tighten it. Tight. It's still warm. So I tighten it really good. And I'm going to do one more tie to it. But this time what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little bit of the fabric tack just right there. And I'm going to get this and this. I think it's easier when you try to do a bigger knot. I hope I'm in focus and you can see me. Voila. There we go. So there it is. Yes, this side is longer. Yes, I have extra, but that's quite all right. I would rather have extra than be too short. So now, what I do with this part, like I said, you can put a little piece of glue, and what I do is I just turn it under. I turn it under. I turn it under. There we go. So now it's going to be stuck right there. So now I still have my ring, okay? So what I'm gonna do with this, I will, since this bead has this here, and I put the wing up on top, I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to slide the ring on here. I will go over, and since it's up already, I'm going to then squeeze it back down. So now this is on top. You can leave it here on top, or if you want to, you can also, let's relift this. Since I have this little bead here, I can go on the bead, okay? You can put a drop of glue there if you want, and then you just push this back down, and now it should be here. There we go, it's there. But I actually like it higher. I'm gonna go back, lift. It's right here, okay? And for security measures, I am going to put a little drop of glue there. Let me get my glue. Oh, this thing spilled because I didn't close it. I apologize. Let me get my napkin. Okay. I'm just gonna put a tiny little dab. I don't want too much because I don't want it to get all over the bead. Okay. What did I do with my other napkin? Let me dry this off really quick. This is one way that I clean it off, by rubbing it off. There's one drop, close it down, and now it's glued. It will stay glued like that. All the little extra pieces of glue, you can take it off afterwards. So there you go. It's on there. If you want, you can also take this part here and maybe glue it in the back of her head. And so now it will stay put. And you can do it easily. Put a little drop of, come on. There we go. So there it is. And I'm just going to glue it right there. And it's on there. See? It's glued on the back of the bead. And that's it. That's how I made my angel. My butterfly angel. And like I said, just take your time, trim all the excess. You could leave it as long as you want. You could leave it as short as you want. You can add a bead here if you want to. You can add a bead on this little ribbon. And all you're going to do when you want to add a bead, okay, for those who want to know real quick, I will show you. Let me take this off here. Let's say this is the bead I want to use. It has a good size hole. You can use a crochet hook, the smallest one that you have, and pull it through. There it is. I pulled it through. Okay, do a knot. You can put a drop of glue. You can put gems, you can put jewels. Just let your heart be happy. So here's that. And one other thing I wanted to show you is on this one. I don't remember what these hooks are called, but it has a little hook. You could hang it on a Christmas tree. This one was on one of my journals. You can hang it on a journal. You can give it as a gift. You can do anything. Someone suggested about making a dragonfly, and that's going to be my next project. I hope you like what you saw. Please click and subscribe. And let me know. Show me if you make anything. I'd love to see what you all came up with. And please remember, click, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.